What's good, everybody? You back with your man G. We here for another episode of Sound Spotlight. Today, I have such a special guest with me, the lady boss herself, Ashia LeVay. What's good, Ashia?
What's going on, G?
It's popping. I already know that you're about to drop some sauce for them. So tell the people who you are for those of them who don't know exactly who you are.
Yes, of course. Well, like you said, my name is Ashia LeVay. I am 26 years old. I grew up in Georgia, originally born in New Jersey. But, guys, my life has been interesting, to say the least. Definitely had a lot of different experiences. Was always the nerd in school, the too cool for school nerd, I guess you could say. But I was also a rebel and always in trouble. So it was kind of one of those things where I was always trying to find that balance for myself. Because I was so smart and scholarly, I went to college, got a degree in finance, and was fortunate to start getting some pretty good jobs while I was, in school. Landed my first corporate job like my junior year. So I got a lot of different experience within the corporate world. Was able to relocate to Dallas, Texas for 2 years, live out there to start my career as an internal auditor. And I thought that was really it for a long time. I really enjoyed traveling and I was always like to be challenged. So with that job, it was super high stress, very challenging. Every day was different. I kind of liked that, but it got old very, very, very quickly. Like when you're working 60 to 80 hours a week and you're making salary, they're not giving you anything extra. I was like, all right, now I'm 26. This can't be life. Like I know I need more. I want more. And so that kind of started my, entrepreneurship, just journey and just wanting to do more outside of just the corporate 9-to-5 type of lifestyle.
So step one is a phrase you made popular, firing your boss.
Yes.
So that's what led you to fire your boss. What does it mean to fire your boss?
Literally telling your boss, I'm out. It's been good. So this is what I told him, right? Because he kind of knew I was already doing, other side things. And it just got to the point where I was like, it's about that time, Alex. That's his name. Like, it's about that time, Alex. I appreciate all that you've done for me, but it's time for me to go do other things now. And that was the best feeling in the whole world, being able to just fire him. Like, firing your boss is you being on the other side of the table, where you're telling them that, I'm good on this. I'm going to do better. But thank you for your time anyway. It's so empowering to be able to get to that point. So that was something that I manifested for a long time. I knew that 2020 was the year it was going to happen. Didn't know exactly how, didn't foresee quarantine and everything that kind of happened this year, but everything happened so perfectly for me to transition into that journey. So
I love it. So let's talk about your organization.
Yes.
Billionaire Dynasty.
Yes.
How did you come up with a name for one, and what is it? What's becoming of your organization?
Yeah, so Billionaire Dynasty is actually my brand and my business. And so, I'm a planner, I'm an auditor, so I always think about what's happening, before it happens. And I knew that, okay, if I quit my job and cut off that income, I need a legit business, right? For tax purposes, let's be real. Because everything that I do from that point on is for my business. And so I had to get creative, like, I'm going to be a multimillionaire. I'm going to be a billionaire, right? That's my goal in life. I'm going to have multiple businesses. So what is a good name that can be the umbrella for all of my ventures, right? And, I was thinking about millionaire. I'm looking at other people trading stuff. I said, no. I'm a billionaire, and I'm going to create a dynasty of billionaires, Billionaire Dynasty. So that name it was available through the state. I created a S corporation. That's my actual business name. I own that. So it kind of latched on. And, when I rolled that out to my team, they loved it. It's one of those empowering type of names. Like,
definitely.
We're a Billionaire Dynasty. Like, we are the dynasty. You know what I'm saying? And so they have that mentality. It's literally feeding into your subconscious that you are a billionaire every single day. And so being able to impact my team, just with that name alone, they believe that. And so we're going to the top with it.
That name is fire.
Thank you.
And you also run some other businesses.
Yes.
So tell me about your other
Yes.
company.
So I wear many hats. I sell community service hours on the side. I'm not going to tell the name of that, but if you need some, holla at your girl.
Okay.
But I also run a hair extensions company with my best friend and business partner, Imari. Our company is called Hairfare Official. We are located at the West End, so 852 Ralph Abernathy Boulevard, Suite F1. Come check us out. You can also shop online at hairfareofficial.com. And this was an idea that it really came about in college, and it wasn't by me. As you can tell, I wear natural hair. Extensions are really not my lane, but my my best friend, she's always been into that kind of into that sort of thing. She's always had the ideas. She just never knew how to execute those ideas, So that's kind of why I came in. So, back in college, she went to Alabama State. I was at Kennesaw State. She was saying, Asia, I really want to start selling bundles and hair extensions. And so I was like, okay, great. Well, think about it this way. And so that was like kind of a selling after Trump kind of business. And then when we graduated, we're like, let's really scale this thing, because we saw that you were, making some money out of your dorm room. Like, let's really scale it. So when she moved back to Atlanta, we ended up getting a location, like literally like a little small room. It really wasn't anything big. It was a room where we just sold hair. And within 6 months of having that business, we grew like crazy, right? Called the location, whatever, but the brand itself, it spoke and people started to resonate. So we got a larger space. Now we have a storefront. You can literally ride down Ralph David Abernathy and see our store location. We have hairstylists now that work in our shop as well. You can get your hair done. We have makeup artists. We have accessories. We sell bonnets, scarves, oil, clips, headbands, name it.
Talk about scaling.
Lashes, and we're expanding, right? So it's literally a one-stop shop. My role, I'm the CFO and CEO of the company. My best friend's the CEO. So we work together very well, and it's exciting. It's been a journey, but man, we're really doing this. So it's lit.
Yo, every time I link with you, I'm so impressed, yo. So people always say we so similar just in the way we move, and I see it.
Yeah.
So, lady boss.
Yes.
Term lady boss. I feel like you embody that, but tell the people what that means.
Basically, it has to be in you, not on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, being a lady boss is not necessarily about how much money you make, but it's the kind of presence that you have. When you walk in a room, how do people look at you, right? How do people move around you? It's how you carry yourself. It's how you speak. It's how you walk. It's how you talk. It's how you look. Like, that embodies a lady boss. And for me, before I even started this business, I've always been respected as a boss just because how I move. The kind of knowledge that I have and how I'm always willing to help somebody, right? A boss, you're not a boss if you can't put nobody on. Like, you're just somebody who knows information, who's doing things, right? So really being a boss is being able to put people in positions to win, no matter if it's whatever it is, right? And doing so without really wanting anything back into, in return, is really being selfless. But, it's lit because you see people think they're bosses, right? They're not. Just because you own a business doesn't make you a boss. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that respect factor is not there from other people, you're not a boss. People got to respect you as such. You can't just say, I'm a boss, and you're the only person who thinks that. No, it's not a term that you can coin yourself. People have to, say that for you, and then it's really going to speak for itself. But, being a lady boss, obviously, is being a woman who just carries themselves in a way that you can put me in a room with any man. I'm a hold my weight.
I love it. So, you've been able to build so much in such a short amount of time. I'm just super duper excited to see what the next 12 months hold for both of us.
Me too.
So, we got a new wave of entrepreneurs and individuals coming of age every year.
Yeah.
And the point of this series is to add value.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, what advice would you give to a young woman who wants to be an entrepreneur, who wants to pursue different endeavors, different ideas she might have in her mind, just maybe doesn't know how?
Yeah. I have a lot of advice to give, and this is just what I've learned over the years. But the first thing is you got to know yourself, like in and out. Like, what is your strength? What are your weaknesses? Right? What are you good at? What are you bad at? What do people think of you? What is the perception? Right? You have to know all these things. That way you can know how you need to maneuver, for one. Number two, you got to be confident. You have to be confident because, if you want to be a lady boss, if you want to own businesses, if you want to network, that stems from confidence. As an entrepreneur, your whole objective is to sell a product or a business or an idea or something, right? You want people to buy what you have, right? You can't do that if you're not confident, because how are you going to be able to sell your ideas to investors or, anybody if you lack that confidence, right? So you have to find that. Number two is you got to deem that respect. You really got to be a lady boss because, in an industry that's so heavily male dominated.
Which most of them are, right?
Most of them are, let's be real, right? A lot of these industries are mostly male dominated. What's going to make them respect you? Now, for me, I had to come correct because I'm an attractive woman, so a lot of people try to come to me on some flirty, I want to take you on a date. We're not doing that. You know, we're not doing that. You know, and if we get there, it's because you had to prove yourself that you even worth my time. You gotta have that.
That's the funniest thing anybody said on the series.
You gotta have that. Look, respectfully, it's about business. If we're not talking business, we're not talking, right? So you gotta carry yourself in a way that you demand respect, because these guys will try you, and not only will they try you, but women will look at you and say you got there because of what you did. That should never even be a question.
Right. Integrity.
Right? You gotta have that integrity for sure. Don't sell your soul to get to the top. Don't feel like you gotta, you know, do certain things to compromise you as a woman just to get in positions. You just gotta work a little bit harder and make yourself known, you know, and you can have whatever you want to. Look, little sis, me. I wanna be everybody's little sis. That's it. Cause that's respect.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing, is just really carry yourself with respect, demand it, require it by any means necessary, right? Even if that means you got to cut off and burn bridges, whatever, get that respect, because whether you talk to your best friend for 10 years or not, like look, we ain't talk, but I respect her because she hustling, she grinding, she focused.
Right.
That's all you can say at the end of the day, right? And just have faith. You know, at the end of the day, your faith has to far exceed your fear. You can't do anything new in life. You can't transition. You can't build a business. You can't do anything if you don't have that faith that it's going to happen. If you, like for me, quitting my job and moving from Dallas to Atlanta and doing this full time, I had to have an immense amount of faith, because on paper it didn't make any sense. It's like, you're going to do this now in quarantine, this money, you ain't, it's a lot. I mean, I had every reason not to, but God told me to do it, so I did it. You know what I'm saying? My faith in him and his plan far exceeded my fear of how it's going to happen. I don't need to know how. I just need to know that he got me. I asked for it, be ready to receive it, you know? So that faith is going to trump every obstacle, right? But you can't ask for something and then question it, because now that fear is showing, and then he's not going to bless you if you questioning things, you know what I'm saying? So those are my main tips. Obviously, there's a lot more, but you know, really knowing yourself, confidence, respect, and faith. Those are the 4 things that's gonna get you in any door that opens for you.
You dropped some gems right there. I'm gonna have to watch this. That was fire.
Yeah, man.
So, what is one thing that you wish you knew? Right? What is one thing that you wish you knew getting to this point?
One thing that I wish I knew is, I don't wish I would have known it, but kind of retrospect is just what the journey really entails. Like, people always say trust the process. You know, people always say it's going to be a journey. And I heard that, but I didn't really understand it until I had to experience that journey, right? It's going to be a process. You know, they're going to be like peaks and valleys. You know, you may come in one way and then you may work hard and you may reach a really high point, you know, like, oh, I just hit this rank. I just made this withdrawal. I'm over here talking, I'm presenting now, I'm feeling good. But as soon as you hit that, you look over, there's a bigger valley that you gotta hit. So
I
now
just
you gotta
had that experience literally.
So you're gonna go up, you're gonna see, oh, I made it up.
Right.
But damn, I got so much further to go.
Right.
So now you gotta go right back down and then climb up again, right? So, you know, I've always heard that analogy, but when you experience it, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, dang, okay, I knew I was going to experience it, but like, it's really happening, and it's going to hit you differently, you know, and you got to prepare for that, because if not, you're going to feel discouraged, you're going to quit, you know, and that's where personal development really comes into play. Like, with any journey, you got to have that personal development, reading, audios, prayer, meditation, yoga, quiet time, you know, like cutting your phone off for a couple hours and just detoxing. Like, in the business that I'm in, I deal with people a lot, like more than I normally would like to.
It's crazy.
And it could be a lot sometimes. You know, you got to protect your energy first and foremost, you know, and so recognizing, okay, you know, I'm going to just take a day and just not cut your phone off, but cut it off for a couple hours and just have you time. You know, I wish somebody would have told me that in the beginning, because I would have managed my expectations a little bit properly, and I probably would have prepared better for certain things like that. But you really can't prepare for the unknown. You just got to know what's coming and just do the work mentally to be able to withstand that.
Got to get out into the field. And what I tell people is, what I wish I would have known is mentorship is the answer to the majority of your problems.
Oh yeah, for sure.
If you find somebody who's been on walked your path, or who is where you want to go, they can answer a lot of questions you have.
They can.
So that's beautiful.
And I look to piggyback off of that, because that is major key. And before I joined this business, I just thought it was just trading and forex, and I'm just like, it's far more than that.
Oh my God,
trading and forex is like 20% of what I do.
Small.
It's so small compared to the bigger picture, and everybody on the outside, they don't understand. It's like, oh, just forex. No, it's not. It's so greater than that. It's the community, it's the family, it's the impact. It's having access to 6 and 7 figure earners.
Abundance. Your whole mind.
Like an abundance of them.
Shifts.
My big bro is a millionaire. Like a year or so ago, I wanted to be a millionaire, but I didn't have any access to any of that. I don't know what millionaires do. Now I'm having different experiences just because of my proximity to people and putting yourself out there and being willing to receive mentorship. Like people get so, I don't need a mentor. I got this. I can do it by myself. Okay. Well then why haven't you been doing it?
Right.
You know, like you need that. Like just as a child, you need a mentor to help you take your first steps.
Absolutely.
You want to become a millionaire, you need a mentor for that. Because when I can get $1 million tomorrow. If I don't know what to do with it, it's not gonna last.
Exactly.
Like how many of us got large amounts of money and blew it? We got excited.
We know better.
We didn't know, so you need that.
Well, honey, so I think you're an amazing mentor.
Oh, thank you.
So how do the people get in touch with you? How do they follow you? How do they engage with you? And how do they inquire about joining your organization?
Yes, so guys, so if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's at Luhvayy, Luhvayy. Facebook is just Ashia Brown, Ashia, Brown like the color. YouTube, you can follow me Luhvayy, which is ALOVE and an apostrophe after that. And I'm not on any other social medias that really matter, but primarily contact me on Instagram. I definitely check my DMs often. I'm quick to get back to you guys. And I look forward to working with everybody. Like, I love meeting new people, networking, connecting, because you never know who's going to help you open up so many other doors. Like, me with hair, like, somebody may want to buy hair. I could be your distributor now.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, and how I can help you grow your business, So, I'm definitely down for the connections for sure.
I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, Luhvayy came on the show and dropped some gems. I'm going to spend a little time picking them up. Go ahead and start the video over because she definitely put us on a lot of game. Make sure you guys stay locked in. More episodes coming soon. At Luhvayy, make sure you follow her. It's going up. Superstars in the building.
Thank you, family. I appreciate this so much. Y'all tune in to my boy G because he's going up. Listen, look at where he's at now. Y'all don't even see where he's going, but I see where you're going, G. Man,
I'm with you.
to the bank. Okay?